because their only games they've played this year have been home, I think, and they've scored 2 and then 3, and it's been 4 and 6 goals. I saw those games and I was looking at it like crazy, so I just want to see what they do in there.
I know.
Game.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I don't want to play it, but it's probably gonna hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fucking let it wait. It sucks, but sometimes you just gotta let it wait for a second, let it play one game out, see what happens.
Yeah. All right, we are live, so let's go ahead and get into it because we got quite a few games. Eric, hello, my friend. All right, so we actually both have 2 games that are about to start. So is your game about to start or like
10 o'clock? I'm gonna hit it live, to be honest, because my lines have been weird.
But the lines are like frozen or something for it. We don't know what's going on, but
yeah, you can start with your Slovenia.
Whatever. We'll go ahead and get into it. This game is in like 5 minutes. You can just hit it live or whatever. This is in Slovenia. Domzale, draw no bet, -125. This is the team that got knocked out of Europa League by Rosenborg. They should absolutely destroy this team. They're playing Olympia, and the second half of their name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Olympia lost 2 of their top 3 scorers. They lost a combined 2 players that had a combined 22 goals out of the 45 they scored last year. They are a good defensive side. I don't think they're going to have enough firepower to score. Domzale is 3-1-2, I guess. 3 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. Last 6 league games at home. On the flip side of that, Olympia, 1 win, 6 losses on the road in league play. So I think this is a very good draw no bet situation for us. Both these teams out of Europa League, now focusing on league play. Yeah, we'll get into that. We will get into that 2-unit parlay in just a minute. So let me go to PPS's first pick 2. This is, let me edit this. This is Slovakia. So I'm going to Slovenia, and he is going to Slovakia. And both these are about to start. I honestly might.
I would just recommend live at this point.
Yeah, I'm probably going to hit a live parlay of mine and yours too. Double dip on it a little bit. Slovakia, Raka Bratislava.
Yep, Raka Bratislava. I'm taking a team total over 2.5. Definitely can take it live. That's probably what I'm going to do here. My lines have been weird. It was up this morning, and that's where I got the line from. But then when I went about to place it about an hour ago, the lines were frozen. So I'll probably just hit it live. But, yeah, they're playing against Nova here. They've averaged giving up 5 goals per game in their first 2 home matches. And I really, 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 really like this spot for them. Raka on the road's averaging 2.8 goals per game. And like I said, Nova in their games are giving up 3. I really like the spot. I'm looking at the amount of like shots on goal too. It's pretty crazy. And we were just talking about this before. These cup games are just nuts for goals. They're just crazy. I definitely see this as like a 3-1. That's going to probably be it, 3-0. So that's why I didn't take the over 3.5 because honestly, they could easily just not score the other team. But Raka's nice. Get a lot of shots on goal. I think it's going to be a fast-paced matchup for them. And I definitely see probably 1 or 2 in the first half. Won't even mind taking their first half money line. I think right now they're minus like 290 for the full game. But I definitely like them to put some goals up today.
Yeah, I like this too. We're getting kind of greasy for these first goal plays. We're just getting through these right before they start. And then got a couple more plays, and then we'll get in Champions League. Egypt today, I think this is at 2 o'clock. The Pyramids play, I'm taking both teams to score yes. I'm also going to use the over 1.5 in this game as a parlay piece, and I'm also taking Pyramids team total over 2.5. This is just a very, very, very good spot to me. Pyramids, both teams to score has hit in 4 of their last 6 games. It's 4-1 last 5 on the road. All-time head-to-head, this is hitting 78%. Mikasa, it's 6-0 last 6 matches for them. And the craziest part about this is that Mikasa has conceded over 2.5 goals in 3 of their last 5 games and conceded a total of 16 goals in their last 5 games. These guys suck. their defense is terrible, but at the same time, they know how to put up goals too. The Pyramid's averaging over 1.5 goals a game. They just need to net one early, and this is great value at plus 255 on this. Team total over 2.5, definitely worth a sprinkle. I love this. This is like one of those games. I usually don't touch Pyramids, but I watch every game they play, or I track every game they play. And this is a smash spot for me. I've waited on a good price for both teams to score for them. I really like the over. If I had both teams to score an over 2.5 line, I would have played it. But this is really, really good value. And Pyramids, the last time they scored 3 goals in a game, they didn't even score until the second half. So they don't get one in the first half. This is definitely not dead yet, especially when you're playing a shitty defense like the one they are playing against today. So I really like this. I don't think PPS has any action on this game.
No, but I'm surprised you're going back to Egypt after what happened to both of us yesterday with that shit.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. So Al Ahly, whatever, they were up 3-1 in the 85th minute, conceded. And the other team had a red card too, right? So
I know.
They were up a man. And then there were 5 minutes of added time. Somehow in the 100th minute, it said that Ali had a PK, right? So they score, and all the apps like send you a notification saying that the game ended 4-2. Well, 10 minutes later, they wouldn't corrected it, and it actually ended 3-3. So like that was just brutal.
I'm kicking myself because I had 2 plays that I thought I was going to take. I was going to take the team total for Ali over 2.5, and I was going to take the game over 3, but I ended up just taking Ali as a parlay piece, money line, and I was just kicking myself all day for that, man. That was so frustrating.
Yeah, I had win and over 1.5 at even money. I thought it was a steal. Pissed. But anyways, all right. Let me do one more because I got a lot more than you. Let me run through Iceland real quick. Iceland, we'll get in Champions League right after this. I'm just going to run through these other leagues first. Breidablik KA over 3 plus 100. This line's at 2.75. I actually just went ahead and played it over 3 because I think this is a great spot. Breidablik, 24 goals for, 3 against at home. They actually played KA at home last week, beat them 2-0. On the road, they're a completely different team. But this is a very interesting spot because they win this game. They have sole possession of first place in Iceland at the moment. I really like this. I don't think there's really any chance they're going to shut KA out, and they definitely should win this game. And they have motivation to win this game. The last time Breidablik kept a clean sheet on the road was against a Division II team in a cup game. I really, really like this spot. I think it's likely that this game is going to be like 3-2 or 2-2 at the very least. I think this is just we're going to see goals flying. KA is a very stingy team at home, but if anybody can open them up, it's definitely Breidablik, and Breidablik is not a team to keep a clean sheet, so I'm playing that. And I also locked this in last night, half Narf Jodor, or however you say that. I took them -1. Their -1 was -120. Now it's -150. Wait a few minutes and take that live. I think this is a great spot. They're playing Keflavik, who they also played last week, beat them 5-0 on the road. They are at home today. They've won their last 2 games 5-0. They have a very slim chance of still finishing in the top 2 of the league, so they are playing for something. Keflavik, their season is done for. They're just basically fighting that relegation zone now. I think they definitely win this game. I think -1 is a gift from God, and I actually like this game to go under. I think if you want to take a shot here and throw half a unit on them to win in the game under 3.5, you get some really nice plus money on that. I think this game is much more likely to end 2-0 or 2-1 than it is to be 5-0 like it was last game. I'm going to go through these comments real quick. Yeah, we'll get into Shakhtar in a minute. All right, so that brings us to the EFL Cup. And I'm going to let you go first, PPS. And so
so we're going to kind of do this is going to be my 1.5 unit parlay. It's my biggest parlay of the day. Rolling with Salzburg, even though, we'll just not even talk about my previous stuff with Salzburg.
They're pushing Salzburg today.
I love them to win today, but they're pushing Bodo right now with messing with my head right now. I just can never get them right. Even like on the 6 shooters, I took their team total over 1.5, and they decided to concede in the first half. The other team to score in the first half was like plus 350, and they decided to let it up. And so I should have just taken the over of the game in the first half, but that's not where we're going to go with. It's just hard for me to see Salzburg losing this one. They had 50 shots last game versus 2 total shots for the other team. I just really don't see them losing. I think minus 180 was the line I got this morning. I saw it down to like minus 190 last night. So I think that gave me great value for this parlay leg here. And then I took West Brom plus 2. I know you're on West Brom as well. So I won't talk a ton about it just because I know you have some extra stuff to throw in there about like their next matchup and stuff. But West Brom, both teams to score is hitting 90% of their games, which I think is just absolutely nuts. And I don't really see Arsenal putting up a 3 spot or a 4 spot for me to lose this one. They would have to score 4 goals for me to lose this one if Brom nets one. So I really don't see plus 2 missing on this. And I thought it was great value. I think it's around plus or minus 255, 260 on its own. So we're getting plus money on 2 spots that I really like. So I'm going to be rolling with this one pretty heavy for me. 1.5 is a pretty decent play for me. Yes. And I like them at home, yes.
Yeah, so I am definitely going to back this play. This is actually if not my favorite, my second favorite play the entire day. Let me throw some numbers out here real quick. Through 4 games this season, West Brom, even though they are in English Championship now, not in the Premier League, plus 6 expected goal differential. That is not easy to do. In 4 games, they have a 10.63 expected goals for and 4.63 expected goals against. Even in a lower division, I mean, this really impressed me. They also put up an incredible game against relegated Sheffield as well. 2.52 expected goals for, 0.83 expected goals against. Here's the thing. Arsenal has to play Man City in 3 days. That game is much more important to them than this cup game today. Much more important. They're missing a lot of players today. They're not going to have a whole lot of firepower. I really like this. And, in fact, Arsenal actually did beat West Brom the last time they played head-to-head. Arsenal was at home. Today they are on the road. But even in that game, West Brom had an expected goals of 1.93, and Arsenal only had a expected goals of 1.22. I'm really playing the numbers here. I really don't think that West Brom is going to lose this game. I definitely don't think they're going to lose this game by more than 1. But what I also like for this game is over 2.5 because I don't think West Brom can keep a clean sheet either. So I definitely like both teams to score, but the reason I'm going to play the over instead of both teams to score in this one because I don't want to double dip West Brom too much here. If I take both teams to score and Arsenal wins this game 3-0, I would be kicking myself. So I am playing the over and I am playing West Brom plus 1.25. I think we can see fireworks early in this game. I really like this look. PPS likes West Brom as well. I just think this is a tricky spot for Arsenal with Man City coming up. Sharp play here. I don't know what the line's at now. It's been moving like crazy. I locked this in about 12 hours ago. So we'll see what happens. But this is going to be one of the best games today, actually, in my opinion. I'm actually staying off of the other ones.
I'm not on any of the other ones either.
Yeah, I think Newport is a bracket buster. They live for these cup games. I don't know what Southampton is going to look like today. And I also don't think it's even worth taking Burnley or Newcastle today. I think both those teams kind of suck. And they have more important games coming up in 3 days as well. So I'm off that one. And let me go ahead and run into my next pick real quick because I have a lot of action today. All right, let's get into it. Champions League. Shakhtar, draw no bet plus 105, and this line is actually going up. It's at plus 115 right now. Never fade Shakhtar, especially in these Champions League games. Never. They have one of the most impressive track records of any team in this competition. I think they're going to win this game outright. don't overcomplicate this. Monaco has looked like absolute crap in all of their league games this year. Absolute crap. 1 goal in 3 league games. Up a man the entire game, just like PSV was yesterday, and could not score and ended up getting a red card themselves. Monaco has looked absolutely terrible. I am fading them, no doubt. I don't think Shakhtar is going to let this game go into extra time, especially at home. I know a lot of people are trying to take corners for this game, and what I will say about that is I actually saw that this price for each team dropped 1. I think Monaco's at 6.5 last night. Now it's at 5.5. And I think that's more fair. I would not have played it at 6.5. But I do think Monaco team total over 5.5 corners is playable. I'm not going to swing there. Let's see. Yeah, Monaco looks so uninspired. It doesn't matter who they put in. They're just not clicking at all right now. And even if Monaco goes out there and scores early, Shakhtar is going to control the pace of the entire game, and they will net one. It's just how they play. If they want to keep this game 0-0, they will keep this game 0-0. Shakhtar does whatever Shakhtar wants to do as long as they don't get a red card. So, and we've even seen them in Champions League and Europa League games get a red card and still find a way to win. So I like this. PPS, what are your thoughts on this game?
Honestly, I only really looked at the Red Bull game or my Salzburg team. I didn't really look into this as much. I went into my other play. Obviously, I have the Sheriff game, so those were the only 2 I looked at. I didn't even really dive into this one that much, especially with the other action that I had. I usually try to keep my cards kind of at that 5 play-ish range. So I like the Sheriff play I had. I like the Southampton one that's in the parlay, but I really didn't look into this one. I'm probably just going to blindly tail you because I know you were able to cash on these guys last time when we played these last Wednesday. So we will be tailing you on these, but I don't have any action on this one. Honestly, I didn't even look into the numbers as closely as I probably should have if I was going to, but I will be tailing you for sure on this.
Awesome. I like it. And anybody that heard my first pick today, Domzale, draw no bet versus Olympia, I'm actually going to live bet them. First half, draw no bet. They are all over these guys right now. They have another corner kick. They already have 2 shots, 18 dangerous attacks to 4, 8 minutes into the game. They're all over these guys. So I'm going to play first half, draw no bet, -130 as well, if anybody wants to tail there. All right, let's see what else we got. Next up, Sheriff versus Zagreb. Really interesting game here today. I think that this line for Sheriff corners is almost a slap in the face with how dominant they have been. And a lot of people are going to bite on Zagreb over 7.5 corners. And it burned me last week, and there's no way I'm going to touch that today. I do like this game over 9.5 corners, -130. I think that is a good look. But here's what I think about this. Over 9.5 corners total. It's 6-1 for Zagreb in 7 games. It's 4-3 for Sheriff in 7 Champions League games. But the 3 games it missed, it was against really bad teams that they just absolutely obliterated. So in my eyes, this is actually 4-0 in the games that have actually been competitive for them. And not to mention, Sheriff team total over 2.5 corners is 7-0 in Champions League for them. And Zagreb has allowed that in 5 of 7 matches so far. So I think this is a great price. I think it's a great look. And this should be a lot less sweaty than taking Zagreb over 7.5 corners or even full game over 9.5. I think this is a play that could hit in the first half, or even if they don't have any in the first half, we could still hit this in the second half. So I like this. And then one more play this game, so I'm just going to keep running through this real quick. Sheriff under 2.5 bookings or cards, whatever your book listed as, +105. The only time Sheriff had over 2.5 cards was in both games against Red Star. The only team that had over 2.5 cards against Zagreb was Legia in both legs. Full game under 5.5, it's 5-2 for Sheriff. Both misses, like I just mentioned, were against Red Star. For Zagreb, it's 4-3 in 7 games, but it's 3-0 at home to the under. So I like Sheriff under 2.5 cards, mainly because of the value, but I also like this game under 5.5 cards total. I think this is a good look. I do like Sheriff to score today, but I'm going to play that as a lean. I might hit that live. Those kind of my thoughts on that game. I'd rather play props as opposed to playing a spread or a total in this one. So, all right, PPS.
Yeah, I have 1 in Sheriff there. Yeah, I'm on the game under 3.5 there, and I'm actually rolling with Southampton over 2 goals. Yeah, minus 115 was way too good of a line for this. When I was looking at Southampton, this is hit in their last 4 matches. They've honestly hit it themselves in 3 of those 4. Newport scored early in their game. In their last game, I think it was against that Ipswich was their last game. And they scored in like the 4th minute. And then there was really not much going on besides it was just shooting on the goal. They ended up still giving up 25 total shots and 70% possession there for those guys. So I really don't think that that's going to happen today against Southampton. If Southampton scores first, I think they're going to have to push. And yeah, like I said, last game they just scored super early and they really didn't have to do anything. They were the underdog there. I think they were plus 450 against those guys. Ipswich was minus 150. So, yeah, they were the dog. They knew that if they wanted to move on, they probably had to slow the game down. And the other team had 70% possession. Like I said, 25 total shots, which is a ton. And I see Southampton probably net 2 themselves. For the other side, Sheriff game under 3. Yeah, I really don't think there's a way. It's been 4-0 in both of their teams. So let me just kind of put this in there. At home, Zagreb's 2 Champions League games were 2-0 and 1-1. And away for Sheriff was 1-0 and 1-1. So both these teams with Zagreb at home, it's 2-0 on the under. And for Sheriff away, it's 2-0 to the under here. Like Robin Hood Thief says there, I really don't see Sheriff trying to do too much here. Maybe get a counter, but I don't believe I'm going to see 4 goals in this matchup. I think maybe it's a 2-0 if Zagreb decides they really want to push, but I don't see 4 goals here. I do see at least 2 in Southampton. Like I said, I think Southampton scores 2 on their own. And if we are able to get a goal from Newport, that would be beautiful. Take maybe a 2-1. I think Newport's good enough to score on Southampton. So, yeah, I think this is a great spot. Minus 115 is honestly way better of a line than I expected to get on this alternate line parlay. I will definitely be locking this one in. I really like this spot for this parlay.
Yeah, I do like this, and I think something that actually helps you is that this kind of sounds contradictory, but Sheriff has scored in the first half in 6 of their 7 games that they played in Champions League. And I think that if Sheriff does score in the first half, this is just going to be a lockdown show in the second half. So I think if they do score in the first half, that's actually going to help you out. And I believe if anybody wants to play Sheriff to score in the first half, it's over plus 200. I think that's a decent look as well. All right, and on to game number 3, tied for my biggest play of the day. Salzburg -1, minus 115. A lot of people aren't going to like this play at all. I don't care. I love this play. First off, we have Berisha back today for Salzburg, and you cannot deny the fact that they had 6 expected goals and 50 shots last game. That is just unreal. Lightning does not strike the same place twice. Bromby won't get so lucky this time. I really don't think so. The corners in this game were 9-0 Salzburg. But here's what I have to say about that. I think that Salzburg on the corner spread minus 2.5 is actually trappy. And I don't like it because here's my problem. Bromby scored like 2 minutes into the game or whatever it was on their first shot. So they just sat back the rest of the game, tried to lock it down. So Salzburg had to push the entire game, right? I think the stats are going to even out a lot more this game than they were last game. I think that 23% possession that we saw Bromby with last game is going to get closer to 40 or 50%. It's going to be back and forth. And I think this actually benefits Salzburg because they can get Bromby on the counter. That's how you score on these Danish teams. And I really like this play. I think Salzburg is going to put up at least 3 goals today. I think Bromby probably will score. But I think even at a 2-1 game, at worst, just pushes. I really like this. I think Salzburg is going to go out there firing. They're definitely pissed off with their performance from last game, even though they won. So solid play. A lot of people aren't going to like this. And I also have an opinion on the corners on this game. It's really interesting because Brøndby, what happened to them last game, like I just said, he scored early and Salzburg pushed the entire game. That's why the corners were 9-0. I don't think that's going to happen today. I think Brøndby is going to put up 5 or 6 corners by themselves. I don't think Salzburg is going to get 9 again. I do like this game over 9.5 corners a lot. I think both teams are probably going to get at least 5. And Brøndby actually has covered a plus 2.5 corner spread in every single game they played, except for like 3 in the last 2 years. Like it's like 33-3, something like that. So I think this is really interesting. I'm just warning you and advising you, please be careful before you bite on this corner spread. It looks too good to be true, and it is. So that's kind of my thoughts on this game, and I actually have a parlay here. Here's what we're going with. This one is only 3 legs. I'm taking Zagreb team total under 2.5, Salzburg Brøndby over 8.5 corners, and Breidablik in Iceland to score. Plus 118. I'm playing this for 2 units. I think this is a really, really good price here. The only thing I would be worried about is Zagreb goes out there and scores in the first 15 minutes. I will be a little bit sweaty. I don't think they will score that early, and if they do, I don't think they're going to score twice in the first half. So I think this should be fine. I think this is a good look. Definitely at this price, I think it's worth 2 units. But we will see what happens. And, all right, I guess one more play. 5-leg parlay plus 402. Forgive me, this is going to be a mouthful. So I already went over all these games, actually. The Pyramids game in Egypt, I'm taking that alternate total over 1.5. Breidablik, both teams to score in Iceland. Another game in Iceland today, Ukraine's at home versus KR. I really like this spot. Take the game over 2 goals. Leg number 4, Argentina plays Arsenal Sarandi. Take Rosario Central team total over 0.5 goals. And in Denmark, Helsinger team total over 1.5. Helsinger team total over 1.5 is minus 160, and this is a good enough play to play straight up, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to hit this live, and I'm also going to hit their first half money line live. I don't really touch Denmark Division 1 very often, but this is kind of a smash spot. Playing coach today, they are going to blow the doors off of this team. I'm hoping. That's what should happen today. They should put up at least 3 goals. I really like this. This is a good parlay. Pyramids game over 1.5. Breidablik, both teams score in Iceland. Cranes over 2 in Iceland. Rosario Central team total over 0.5 in Argentina. And Helsinger team total over 1.5. And I guess it's worth mentioning, Rosario plays Arsenal Sarandi today in Argentina. They are at home. They rarely ever get shut out at home, and Sarandi is just missing so many players right now. Especially on the back end, they cannot keep their opponent out of the net. So this should be pretty solid. FP, my man, what is up, buddy?
minus 3.5.
Arsenal minus 3.5. Please do not take this man's advice. Please do not do that. All right. Yeah, so I guess we'll run through it one more time.
I have one more yet. I still got one more.
What you got?
I got Saudi. Got my Saudi play.
Oh, I didn't add it. Let me add it real quick.
All right, let's roll with it. Yeah, the Al Ali Saudi over 3 was was the play I'm rolling with today. That's a 1.5 unit for me too. So this is my biggest straight play of the day over in the Saudi League. This is one of my favorite leagues to bet on. There's goals galore here. And they're playing Dymac, I'm going to go with. I'm going to guess that's how we say it. These guys head-to-head in the last 2 years to the over 3 is 3-0-1. 3 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie. And on that tie there was a red card in like the 60th minute. So there really wasn't much there. Obviously not that much action happening after that red card. In the last 2 games, these guys have faced each other. 30 total shots, 14 on goal in their last matchup. 3-1 was the final. And the year before, it was 28 total shots, 13 on goal, 4-3 was the final there. I see goals here. I think this should be 3.5. Honestly, I think the only reason this isn't 3.5 is because it's the second game of the season. In the first game of the season, they still hit in the Dymac game. That still hit. So I think in the second game we're going to see some more goals. We're going to see a little of the rust come off there. And I think that, like I said, I think this should be at 3.5 for sure. In the 15 away fixtures for Dymac, there's 50 goals in their 15 away fixtures, and they were conceding 29 of those, 29 goals in those 15 matches. So could be a 2-1. I think it's going to be a 2-2 match. I just think that this is a great line, even if we get the push. But, yeah, I think this should be 3.5. I think we cash this one pretty easy with the 1.5 unit here.
Yeah, I looked at this too, and I do like this. I like Dayback or whatever their name is. I like them to score too. They're pretty big underdogs today. So I think this is a good look. I think this could be 3-0 or this should be 3-2 or 3-1 at the very least. So good look. I really like that. Let's run through these real quick. We'll just start at the top. This game's going on right now. Slovenia, Domzel, draw no bet, -125. They are looking good so far. Still 0-0 though. PPS, this game started. I have no idea what the score of this game is. Slovakia, Bratislava, team total over 2.5.
Yep, I just grabbed it right now, plus 150. It's about 20 minutes in, 0-0 still. I just grabbed it plus 150 right now.
Perfect. 1 unit for me, Pyramids, team total over 2.5 plus 255 in Egypt. Great value. And I'm also on the both teams to score yes, -125. Iceland, Breidablik, KA over 3, even money. Half Narfjador, -1, -120. 2 units on West Brom plus 1.25. Also 1 unit on that game over 2.5 goals. Shakhtar draw no bet, 1 unit. Sheriff team total over 2.5 corners for 1 unit. And I'm also taking Sheriff under 2.5 cards for 1 unit at plus 105. 2 units on Salzburg, -1, -115. And let's see what's next. 2 unit parlay, 3 legs. Zagreb team total under 2.5. Bromby over 8.5 corners, and Breidablik to score. And then the 5-leg parlay here. Let me pull it up. Pyramids game over 1.5. Breidablik, both teams to score. Cranes over 2 in Iceland. Argentina, Rosario to score. And in Denmark, Helsinger team total over 1.5 goals. And PPS, got a couple more for you too.
Yep. We got the West Brom +2, Salzburg moneyline parlay +110. That's my biggest parlay of the day for 1.5 units. I have my other parlay, which is Sheriff under 3.5 and Southampton matchup over 2. We already talked about Raqqa over 2.5 team total. Like I said, plus 150 right now to grab that. I just locked that in myself. And the last play of the day for me is going to be over in Saudi, El Ali Saudi, over 3 versus Dymac, -115. Or -115 is what I got it at, but -125 is what it's at now. So 1.5 unit on that. That is my biggest straight play of the day.
Yeah, and I really like this card today, and all this action really starts at the same time too. So this should be good. Let's see if we got any comments in here that we need to address. Yeah. Also, some guy, I'm sure he's not in here, but Sevilla scored, and he was on the phone with one of his customers and put them on hold because he was so excited Sevilla scored. So that was just awesome.
Yeah, dude, I got mad because I didn't send it in to VIP. I live betted myself plus 380 in like the 85th. Because the thing is, if you don't watch Sevilla, like I watch them just because you told me to watch them. So like when I watch them, I'm like, dude, why don't you just bet them to score a goal in the last 10 minutes? Do that every single time. Because I've watched them like I've watched like 10 matches, and they score in the last 10 minutes. Like I swear to God, 75% of the time.
Dude, I know, and I know you can see what I posted in my VIP, and I was tweeting during the game. I said, don't take them to score until the 75th minute. So I put another unit on Sevilla money line at the 75th minute, like plus 350 or whatever it was at that point. Man. I mean, they scored 30% of their goals last year in the last 10 minutes of the game, actually last 15 minutes of the game. So just a clutch team, just a very clutch team. So, all right, guys, that will do it. You got plenty of time to go through these again if you need to. About 4 hours till these games start. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you probably tomorrow.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. Big slate tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.